Well, Stranger Things is ending. Well, that's just for live action. But anyhow, Stranger Things is story is ending with the main storyline. And now let's talk about D&D's connections to Stranger Things. Let's begin. Hey everyone, Coder D coming in. Today on Hobby Toku Anime, we're going to talk about hobby and we're going to talk about D&D. I know Mike is not here for like the past couple of last time I did D&D by itself, it was with Mike. But anyhow, the point is Magic Friends is currently wants me to do summer videos again next year. But anyhow, let's talk about D&D, the world's greatest role-playing game and the Stranger Things references in D&D. Let's begin. Okay. Basically, this video is also going to be references to a few other things, but I will only go references with D&D that are focusable. Got that? Good. Let's start off with Season 1 with the Demogorgon. Yeah, I forgot this creature exists when Demogorgon showed up in freaking the Stranger Things Season 1 when the show came out. I was like, yeah, I forgot. Because I like Demogorgon in 4th edition, and this show came out when season 5th edition was starting to come out, so you're like, oh yeah, like you forget, because really the only big thing about the Demogorgon in 4th edition back in the day was freaking the second Monster Manual had a ape Demogorgon, but that was more of a variation. That's not really canon anymore, but it's like a ape version, which let's not think about it, okay? Point is, the Demogorgon is a plant creature that has a freaking faith and greatness. D&D version's more of a god type, but anyhow, that depends with you look at it. Next up is the Mind Flayer, which is for seasons 2 and 3. The Mind Flayer is based off the D&D creature, the Mind Flayer, which is one of Spelljammer's greatest things. I'm not sure if in those videos I talked about Spelljammer's Mind Flayer, but we talked about the player stuff mostly. Go check that out. That was good when Starfinder was getting ready to be released. But anyhow, that was just a coincidence. Also, I'm doing Starfinder eventually with Pathfinder. Maybe as the next D&D video, wink wink, next year, maybe. But anyhow, point is, Ranger, Mind Flayer. Mind Flayers are squid beasts that are basically squid based. And also in later editions, and Stranger Things takes place in the 80s, so we can't do the Spelljammer Mind Flayer or what we call the modern Mind Flayer. We're going to do the old school way that freaking Gary Gygax give a shit. This is weird because the original look is more still alien looking, but it's less science fiction based because of the ships later, and Spelljammer makes it possible. But anyhow, the point is, the Mind Flayer is very good at manipulates threats, and great. I have not seen season 3, I'm sorry, but no little of season 2 and 3, but I'm more of a fan of seasons 1 and 4. And yes, season 4 introduces us to our last in the true villain of Stranger Things, Vecna. Like, Vecna is one of the most famous D&D villains of all time. So popular that in the 10th anniversary of 5th edition, for the final 5th edition normal book, we got a Vecna adventure to wrap things up of the early years of the storyline of 5th edition storyline. Technically, Vecna is one of the greatest villains. Fun fact! Originally, Vecna was a reference to Vance, a writer of Gary Gygax, which really was the inspiration for the magic system. What do I mean by the magic system? Here's Nadar Drago for a stupid cutaway gag with the cast. By the way, BioYan might do a prequel film, but this is anyhow. Oh yeah, the freaking Nadar here. Basically, the magic system, how it works in D&D, it's like a bullet. The bullet shoots one slot, but you have different slots and bullet sizes. To use a level 1 bullet spell, it's like you use a splot. if you use a level 2 spell and you're low level with 1, you only have 1 bullet at the time. You get more bullets when you level up for each slot. But anyhow, it's kind of like shooting a gun. Some abilities do other things. But anyhow, that's just the basics. Nadar's saying good riddance, and now we have to do freaking Decome Man. Sorry, Nadar was a little drunk because he's kind of disappointed. I wish I did a Baku Vamber idea. That would be great. But anyhow, that's another story. But anyhow, Vecna is a spellcaster of badassness. And he's not affected by it like level with some spell slots. Like, one of the best moments in Critical Role is freaking the Bard member tricking Vecna to counter his spell, which was a level 7 level 7 spell, which technically is weird because he used his tier 9 slot spell to block that, which was good, but he sacrificed himself at the end because that was a weird fake out scene. But let's not talk about that. That's like best part of Vex Machina. I'm thinking the show might not do it because it's a different universe and it's more based on the earlier stuff. But anyhow, that's Critical Role. We're talking about Stranger Things. Basically, Stranger Things is great. Vecna is also a bad manipulator, and in this series is the main one of the characters related or connected as like the precursor of 11, which is kind of a cool plot twist. Great. Also, the Sword of Kaz, which might show up in Stranger Things Season 5, but I feel like that would be great if they use that. And I'm thinking Will might be the one who defeats Vecna. Like, there's a whole fan theory about it, which don't want to spoil it because it hasn't happened officially yet because it's not out. But anyhow, point is, Stranger Things, great show. Time for the bonus round of the Stranger Things Easter eggs that I like, that are D&D based, but sort of not. Their D&D group in Season 4 and onward is the Hellfire Club. Based on the Marvel X-Men storyline, the Hellfire Club, the story of the Dark Phoenix introduction. Yes, the Phoenix Saga is one of X-Men's greatest stories. I felt like doing X-Men stuff for 97 whenever Season 2 comes out. Maybe only time will tell because X-Men, well, no, that's the pilot version. But anyhow, also, I'm going on vacation when this video comes out. But anyhow, this is the last video for a few weeks because I'm doing other stuff. Hope you like the video, comment below if you like D&D and like, what is your favorite, Vecna, Demiurge, or Mind Flayer? Leave a comment down below and just come and saying bye-bye for now.